he said, "You are a very sick young lady." And I laughed, because I was just happy he called me young. I was 52. I was like, yeah, I'll take that. I'm young. And he went, no, I'm not joking. You're a very sick young lady. I would like to think that you're going to walk out of here on your own 2 feet, but I have to tell you that you won't be doing that. You're not going to be going home. You are still dying. Boom. My already temporary life had just got a lot more temporary. And I remember going, shit, I haven't got any time. I have time left to do, be, or become all the things that I wanted to do, be, and become. I screwed it up. I managed to screw 52 years up. Except I hadn't. Because I now know that everything I experienced that took me to that point served to make me not only who I was then, which is a different person to the one I am today, but more importantly, who I ultimately became, which is the person that you see before you today, who insists on dressing in purple for no other reason than it's Donny Osmond's favourite colour. And if it's good enough for Donny Osmond, it's good enough for me. But that aside, I suddenly understand for the first time how valuable this precious moment that our lives are. When we get to the end of our time on this planet, and we look back, and we deem that journey to have been our life, ultimately, that self-same life is nothing more than a string of incidental moments that we've strung together. And when we put them one on one after another, it forms a tapestry, the film, if you like, the story of our lives. I also understood that day, the day that I was told I was dying, that actually, we, individually, all of us, are the authors of our own story. That's a cliche, but it's true. If we do not write the story of our lives, we're not living intentionally on purpose. We're living on automatic pilot. If you've ever got in a car and driven from A to B and then got out and gone, how did I get here? That's how I lived most of my 52 then years. Not today. Today I wake up intentionally, on purpose, way before the alarm. I don't always know where I'm going to be, and I tell some people that I was in strategy. Clearly I'm not. However, I'm human, not perfect, and I embrace that these days. I am, in fact, as are we all, perfectly imperfect. To pick up on what Dixon said, impossible. Split the word up, ladies and gents. When you split the word up, it says, I'm possible. I can't claim that, that's Audrey Hepburn's. But the point is this. We, all of us, without exception, can do, be, and become whatever it is that we want to do. I always had ambitions. When I was a child, I was going to be an actress. I didn't. I got to drama school, and my imposter syndrome kicked in. Who the hell did I think I was? I wasn't good enough, clever enough, rich enough to be an actor. You need lots of money to support yourself if you're going to be an actor. I wasn't good enough, tall enough, rich enough, poor enough, clever enough, beautiful enough. You know, my dad used to say I had a face for radio, bless him. It was true. It was true. Who cares? But I did care. I did. But I didn't let anybody see it because I went like that. And as a small person, physically, I became smaller. I became invisible. I was unwilling and unable to be brave enough to ask for help. Had I done that, you know, the story that was then my life may well have been a lot different, and I probably wouldn't have ended up here, to be fair. That person 7 years ago was always the same height, but she was 7.5 stone heavier. You know, she couldn't breathe, she couldn't walk. My mental health had always been frail. It had descended to near fatal alcoholism. The day I went to see my GP, I was already as drunk as a skunk, and it was 9 o'clock in the morning. Because at that time I was drinking 5 bottles of wine per day. Every single day. And I don't say that as a matter of pride. I don't...
Is your recording on?
I'm sorry?
Video recording on.
So
He's saying.
it stopped. I noticed you were trying to record it.
Yes?
It has stopped, so I'm trying to...
Oh, bless you. Okay.
I'm recording too.
Okay. I'll put them all together. Thank you. hands. Bless. Okay. Technology is also not one of my strengths. Where was I? Oh yes, I was drunk. Yes.
5 bottles.
5 bottles. Lordy. The brain cells went a long time ago. I woke up and smelled more than the coffee the day that my doctor told me I was dying. I realised for the first time ever that the power to be who I wanted to be was here, inside me. It always had been, much like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. I always had that power. I could never quite fit in red shoes, but I always had the power. And I'd chosen to bury it. I never expressed my ambition fully, and therefore I never became fulfilled. And therefore my mental health declined, and the local shop got very rich on my habit. These days, it's a different story. These days, having survived, and I did insist on walking out on my own 2 feet because I'm from Yorkshire and don't like being told we can't do anything. I walked out of there on my own 2 feet to start rebuilding the story of my life. And these days, I don't even know what the ending's going to be. Because whatever it is, it's going to be better than what very nearly happened. I don't concentrate on writing the last chapter of my story. I get up in the morning and decide to write the next sentence. And sometimes, because I'm human, that next sentence actually is only the next couple of 3 words. Because that's all I'm capable of doing. But every single day, I let somebody in this world know who I am, where I am, that I'm there for them if they need it. But more importantly, I do something every day that will take me towards my ultimate goal. And for me, today, that means living another day. And stringing a lot more of these accidental, incidental moments together that we come to call our lives, because this is all we've got, ladies and gents. This is it. The Greatest Showman song, This Is Me, which I'm pretty sure most people on the planet now use as their own anthem, is certainly one that I could have written had I had that much talent, in terms of applying it to my own life. This person, purple clothes or not, this person is somebody who stands before you today actually proud of who she is. I sort of like this dude inside this purple suit. Yeah? I still got a face for radio, but I don't care. Because I know that I, as are you all, am enough. It's that simple. Today I run a company called Fear Less and Live More, largely because I spent 52 years fearing a whole lot more than I was living, and I realise what a waste of time that is, to be fair. So my company's called Fear Less and Live More, and I encourage people, women particularly, to stand up and be counted for themselves. The ambitions that they may or may not have, the hopes and dreams and aspirations that they may or may not have. It doesn't matter. Forget societal norms. There is no, I'm here to tell you for true, there is no such thing as normal. There is no such thing as normal or perfect. Forget them. They're ideals. If you want to do, be, or become something, then just do it. Don't concentrate on the how. You'll never get started. Just do. Take one step. Make one phone call. Ask one friend for just that tiny little bit of help or support. And sometimes that's all you need. Sure, set goals. Have a plan. But don't beat yourself up if you don't stick to that plan. So what if you don't get to the end of your to-do list? Hello, newsflash. Unless the sun falls out of the sky or you actually do expire during the night, you're going to wake up tomorrow. And then you can start again. It doesn't matter. What matters is that here, if you're happy and healthy and whole, it transpires to here. We, ladies and gentlemen, not this 3-pound organ inside our brain that we loosely call our mind. I've lost mine far too many times to count. We, not our minds, are in charge of our own destiny. Whatever it is that is right for you in this life, hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations, is right. If anybody, and I do mean anybody, ladies, husbands, spouses, partners, children, best friends. If anybody tells you, you don't want to do that, you can't do that, but women don't do that, hello. That's a whole different conversation, but that aside, no. Your life. One life. One life. Depending on your beliefs. One life. No return, no deposit, no second chances, and very definitely no refunds. This moment, as temporary as it is your life, ladies and gents. 86,400 of those seconds in any one day. Every day that you're gifted. We are all born, we will all die. That is a fact. We will all go to sleep at night, and hopefully most of us will wake up the next day. Fact. 86,400 seconds in each of those 24-hour periods is what we are all gifted. Fact. If you are not using as many of those 86,400 seconds as you possibly can in a way that is happily, healthily, and wisely serving towards making you whole and fulfilled, then you're wasting them. And unlike an overdraft in the bank or an overdue credit card, you can't get that money back. You can't get that currency of time back. If you waste 86,400 seconds today, so what? It's just one day. But when we string these incidental days together and look back at a life that we've wasted, trust me, when you look back over 52 years and think, shit, I haven't got any time left because I'm dying, that's a bit of a wake-up call. Oprah would call it a light bulb moment. I had so many fireworks displays going off in my head, I can't even tell you. To sum up, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do in your lives today, know, own, accept and understand your own truth. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, your own truth. Understand it, know it, accept it and validate yourself, because whoever and whatever you are in this life, no matter what you become, as long as it's right for you, it is right. And above and beyond anything and everything else, whoever and whatever you are, ladies and gentlemen, you are enough. My name's Sue Kerr. These days I help people to feel less and live more. And apparently I'm doing a fireside chat this afternoon at 3:45, who'd have knew, called Everything Begins and Ends With You, which is also coincidentally, the name of my Facebook group. Find me on Facebook, I'm all over there like a rash, as my children, my grandchildren say. Come find me on social media, I'm happy to chat later. 4:45, it's a chat about everything beginning and ending with us, which essentially will be more of the same as this. Far too many of us in this world don't think we're enough. That's a crock. Break that crock and rebuild your own vase, because you're all beautiful. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.